Movie and Music Network, offering underground, pop, and esoteric cinema. Discover more at movieandmusicnetwork.com. Mary Bee Cuddy is a young pioneer woman living alone on the prairies of Nebraska.
Are you an angel?
You're not dead.
She is tasked to take on the dangerous responsibility of delivering 3 mentally unstable women to Iowa. So she convinces a cantankerous claim jumper to help her in The Homesman.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm here with Brenna, and we're going to talk about The Homesman, the Western starring Tommy Lee Jones and Hilary Swank. We've just seen it. Did it make your wagon train roll?
I really liked the different elements of the film. They have these great individual stories of these people who are defeated by the big bad West. And it's nice to see the opposite of what we usually get. We usually see the successes, the people who go out and conquer it. And to see those who fail running back to civilization with their tail between their legs is very interesting. The only problem is all of the different stories that make up the main one don't integrate well into one coherent story. It is wonky and lopsided. There's an over-abuse of flashbacks that you don't know is a flashback till halfway through, and by then you're thoroughly confused because you're like, there's snow, and I thought this was summer. What are we doing here? So individually, fascinating stories, altogether, kind of wonky.
Yeah, at the same time, it's so strange that it's just hard to get a beat on the movie, and there are twists and turns.
I had no idea what the premise was until halfway through when a character actually said to somebody else, well, we're gonna go on this journey to do this.
The first 20 minutes, I think especially, are a little bit hard to sort of get your bearings. And then, you know, the twists in the plot, instead of you going, wow, this movie just took on an entirely new dynamic, instead you're going, okay,
why?
What do we do now?
What's going on?
I don't understand what's going on with the movie at
Because
this point.
of this twist, we have a completely uncharacteristic character shift in our other lead, Tommy Lee Jones' character of George, which makes no sense. It comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's like, take charge, gonna lead the way, when that's not what his character is, and there's no catalyst to make his character that way. They try to make one, it just doesn't feel genuine as a catalyst for character change.
Yeah, well, one of the few moments of the film that I thought was a genuine choice that I thought, okay, that character would really make that choice, is when he says, okay, I'm just going to leave these 3 women and just go off on my own.
Yeah.
That one I was going, yeah, I understand that fact. But yeah, I don't know why certain people make the choices that they do, and I think maybe what the novel had, without having read it, I can't be sure, but you get in books an internal monologue. Mm-hmm. You get to know what people are thinking and why they're thinking it. Here in this movie, people make choices and you're not really sure why those choices are made, and it's a little bit difficult to follow, and you're sort of left having to put the pieces together and make assumptions about why people made decisions rather than actually knowing why.
Mm-hmm.
Help me. Would you help me? For God's sake?
Suppose I do. What will you do for me?
If you cut me down from this goddamn tree, I'll do anything you tell me to, I swear on God's holy name.
So our 2 leads here are Hilary Swank and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones also directed it, but you know, he's great. He's always great. He's just doing his usual gruff, rough, scruff man thing, and it works. He knows his brand.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, he's one of these actors where I literally could watch him read a phone book. I really feel that way. He's just a magnetic screen presence, and he always has been, and I think that he's really at home in this genre, both as a director and as an actor. I mean, he was in Lonesome Dove, of course. His last movie was The 3 Barrels of Melquiades Estrada as a director, which was also a Western.
His first one.
Yeah, which I liked a little bit more than this movie, but I think he certainly knows the genre, and he just feels at home with it.
I don't think I could say the same thing about Hilary Swank.
No?
I liked her. I don't think it was her strongest. I think she gives a very passionate, and I believe her being emotional, but maybe it's the way she presents herself, or the way she talks, just felt out of place to me. Something felt off.
Well, I think her character is the hardest one to sort of understand out of the entire cast. And I saw her in a movie earlier this year called You're Not You, where she plays a character with ALS, and that was just an amazing performance. So this one is just, you know, it's certainly not as impressive as that. I still think she's a wonderful actress. But yeah, it is just a little bit difficult to sort of figure out what her motivations are in this movie. And, you know, that's more the writing than her, but it's still a little bit difficult.
I need someone who can hunt and guide and spell me out the reins and help with the animals on the trip. That's why I set you free. It's your job, and you sworn to do it.
3 crazy women for 5 weeks is a lot more than I bargained for.
If you lied to me and intend on abandoning your responsibility, then you are a man of low character.
Thank you for the kind words, sister. You're no prize yourself. You're plain as an old tin pail and you're bossy.
Tommy Lee Jones, second feature as a director, and he knows how to make a landscape work for him. This movie is gorgeous to look at. It's, you know, big, intimidating, open fields of nothing with gray skies as far as the eye can see. And you see these tiny figures moving through it. It's fantastic to look at.
It's still beautiful, even though these landscapes are supposed to be bleak and it's very difficult to survive out. It's like, yeah, you can still just like watch this forever. And I think there certainly is a John Ford element that he takes into his film just to look at these beautiful vistas and to showcase them in the way that he does.
Mm-hmm. The costumes and sets are also gorgeous. Everything is perfect for the period, and it's like the production elements on this are fantastic.
I do think tonally the film is just going to have a hard time finding an audience. It's too weird for a mainstream audience, and it's just not weird enough, I think, for an art house audience. So I think it's going to be a little bit, you know, lost in the shuffle.
The Homesman is comprised of fantastic individual stories that unfortunately fail to cohere into a great one. Stream it.
It's nice to see another film in this fading genre, but this movie is one that you can experience at home, man. Stream it. Cheers! I always transport crazy women, every day. And, you know, I don't know where I was going after that.
Well, I think we can talk...